Though her innocence was taken and she was violated, I have to continue to make sure she has a childhood she remembers as happy, not full of scary thoughts, anxiety, or not being able to trust people. I pray that my daughter and family grow stronger from this. Well, I'm Dana, and I'm from Jeffersonville, Indiana, and I have 4 children, so single mom to 4. I have a 14-year-old son, a 12-year-old daughter, and then 11-year-old twin daughters. I first heard about Family and Children's Place after I'd found out that my daughter had been involved in a situation where a family friend had been inappropriate with her. Harper's trauma was something that she dealt with for 15 months before I even knew it had happened. Harper was not the only victim with our perpetrator, and he had shown up in her life here and there, popping in at school, helping with other kids. And finally, it was January 31st. She proceeded to tell 2 of her friends at recess that day that she didn't know why people were talking about her perpetrator because it had happened to her too. And she was the typical poster child of sexual abuse. She told her friends, "My mom doesn't know about this. You cannot tell your moms. They'll tell my moms and she doesn't know, and I don't want her upset with me." And I thank God for those 2 little girls who went home and immediately told their parents. Because I received a phone call. As soon as the first mom heard, I immediately received a phone call. It took probably 20 minutes to process what I had just been told on the phone. And the next few days were a whirlwind. So through the Jeffersonville Police Department and our investigation of things, we had to go in for forensic interviews. So all 3 of my daughters were scheduled forensic interviews with through Family and Children's Place. Going into the interviews, I worried all weekend, knowing you can't talk to your kids prior, just their questions that they had as to why are we doing this? Where are we going? Who is talking to me? I didn't have answers for them, but Family and Children's Place made the experience tolerable. They were very welcoming to us when we showed up in the morning. They were helpful. They made me feel like they wanted to help us. They cared about us as a family walking in. I spoke to a lady while my daughters were in their interview, and she went through, these are some things you may see here. You may want to look into some counseling. We offer counseling, and she said, but there are other agencies as well. And so I said, thank you. I took my folder home. I went through it, and I thought, she's been dealing with this for 15 months. We're gonna be fine. I'll just kind of monitor. Well, looking back, and after it had come out and she was able to probably relax because we knew now, she didn't have to hide it anymore. We started seeing some not sleeping at night, having bad dreams, the baby talk. She wanted to quit dance. She wanted to not go anywhere. She wanted to not play with her friends. She tried to pull away. And so I said, okay, I think we need to set something up. So Harper and her twin sister and myself all received counseling services from Miss Margaret. Harper from her trauma. Her sister was in the room when it happened, so she also received services. And then as a parent of a victim, I received services with Miss Margaret. She was absolutely everything that the three of us needed. Harper looked forward to going and seeing Miss Margaret on Wednesdays.
Well, whenever I first met her, I had fill out a lot of papers and stuff, and I was kind of nervous because I didn't know what I was doing or anything. But then we started to play a lot of games, and it was fun.
What kind of games did you get to play?
We played a lot of board games, and we played in the sand, and we sometimes did crafts, and she taught me how to make a dream catcher. She would ask me ask me about my day, and she would ask me if I wanted to act it out in the sand. So I would act out my day in the sand, and we would do movies with all the characters. What I miss about going to see Miss Margaret is probably getting to talk with her every week and playing the games with her and just doing fun stuff in there.
Margaret really helped. We would not have baby talk for a week, and we would celebrate it with Miss Margaret. Eventually we got to where we weren't crawling in bed with me in the middle of the night, and the nightmares finally went away, and Margaret was able to help her process those things so that we could move past them. She was very helpful to me. I had a lot of guilt. I felt guilt that I wasn't able to protect her. I felt guilt with the fact that if I had known something had happened, we could have protected some of the other children. Margaret helped me so much from continuous beating myself up. And I can now say, it's not my fault. And I couldn't say that then.
So I'm very thankful for Miss Margaret and Children's Family Place for helping me.
Thank you for everything. Without you, we probably would be in shambles.